The 22 Trinity Invitational. Before we get started with the match between the Tigers and the Riverhawks of Susquehanna, Trinity Volleyball would like to recognize its dedicated group of parents. Hopefully, they've lined up in number order by their parents being here by now. So, we will get started. First in line, the first-year setter, number 1, Josie Dayer, joined by her parents, Troy and Jenna. Next up, first-year libero, Cassidy McLean, joined by Bradley and Susan. Our first-year libero, number 3, Jenna Rodriguez, joined by Rudy and Linda. A pair of junior middle blockers, number 4, Maddie Fade, and number 10, Carly Brookheisen, accompanied by Maddie's parents, Kimberly and Adam. Senior setter, number 6, Marissa Amarino, and her parents, Miles and Maria. First year outside hitter, number 7, Reagan Watley, and her parents, Kevin and Shannon. Senior middle blocker, number 8, Emily Ellis, with her parents, Christy and Scott. Senior right side, number 9, Sarah Flynn, joined by her parents, Evelyn and Pat. First year outside hitter, number 11, Hallie Martin, joined by her parents, Jay and Dawn. Senior middle blocker, number 14, Brett Thornton, joined by senior libero, Nadia Kern, and Brett's parents, Teresa and Kyle. Senior right side, number 15, Sarah Williamy, joined by her parents, Andrea and John, or better known as Bucky. A junior outside hitter, number 17, Mackenzie Logan, and her parents all the way from Calgary, Darlene and Rob. Sophomore setter, number 18, Trinity Herrera, with her parents, Charlie and Tammy. And rounding out the Trinity roster, number 20, Kylie King, 22, Kira Lynch, and 24, Sydney Boyer, accompanied by the team student manager, Ashley Brew. Ladies and gentlemen, one big round of applause for the parental support of Trinity Volleyball. There's a lot more honorees today than the 3 yesterday. Thank you. And now as the parents clear the floor, both rosters are welcome to their end lines. We will introduce the full roster for both teams. First for the visitors, the Riverhawks of Susquehanna University of Pennsylvania. A first-year setter, number 6, Megan Curry. A sophomore outside right side, number 13, Bree Livesey. A first-year defensive specialist / right side, number 14, Reagan Kane. A junior defensive specialist, number 16, Sam Michael. A first-year outside/defensive specialist, number 20, Kendall Mason. Sophomore outside hitter, number 22, Ryan Rollworth. And a senior defensive specialist, number 23, Emily Kyle. And now the starting lineup for the Riverhawks. A sophomore middle hitter, number 1, Amanda Gore. Sophomore outside hitter, number 4, Emily Kowalski. A graduate middle hitter, number 10, Cody Dillon. First-year defensive specialist, number 11, Jessica Sack. A sophomore setter, number 15, Kira Roach. Senior defensive specialist, number 17, Faith Schaefer. And the libero, a senior, number 18, Lexi Calagonis. Assistant coaches for Susquehanna, Greg Kimmel and Kelly Zeters. Head coach, Huaimo Tom. Second-ranked Trinity University Tiger. A first-year setter from Houston, number 1, Josie Dayer. A first-year libero from the Woodlands, Texas, number 2, Cassidy McLean. A senior libero from El Paso, Texas, number 5, Nadia Kern. A senior right side from Seattle, Washington, number 9, Sarah Flynn. A junior middle blocker from Kalamazoo, Michigan, number 10, Carly Brookheisen. First-year outside hitter from Little Rock, Arkansas, number 11, Hallie Martin. A senior middle blocker from Rockwall, Texas, number 14, Brett Thornton. A sophomore setter from San Antonio, number 18, Trinity Herrera. A first-year libero from Portland, Oregon, number 20, Kylie King. A first-year right side from Santa Monica, California, number 22, Kira Lynch. And a first-year right side from Greenville, North Carolina, number 24, Sydney Boyer. Now the starting lineup for the Tigers. A first-year libero from San Antonio, number 3, Jenna Rodriguez. A junior middle blocker from New York, number 4, Maddie Fate. A senior setter from Calabasas, California, number 6, Marissa Emarino. A first-year outside hitter from the Woodlands, number 7, Reagan Watley. A senior middle blocker from Georgetown, Texas, number 8, Emily Ellis. Senior right side from Denver, Colorado, number 15, Sarah Williams. And a junior outside hitter from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, number 17, Mackenzie Logan. Assistant coaches for Trinity, Maggie Linger and Brad Phillips. Head coach of the Tigers, Julie Jenkins. Trinity Invitational, let's play volleyball.
Last night, we had something we're not at all used to. A Trinity Tigers loss at home. It was the first home loss in 4 years, snapping the nation's longest home winning streak. But you know what? A new streak can start today. Number 2, Trinity hosts the Susquehanna Riverhawks to wrap up the weekend and this invitational. And I'm excited along here with Jade Schoenberger once again, Brian Janselson here to bring you all the action for what should be a good rebound for this Trinity team that lost to UC Santa Cruz last night.
Absolutely. We're definitely happy to be back. And as you said, might have been the end of one streak, but hopefully just the start of an absolutely terrific streak. Hopefully taking the Tigers to the end this season. Looking forward to this match. Tigers up against the Riverhawks, and we're about to be underway.
Very similar starting lineup that we've gotten used to by this point for the Trinity Tigers. Jenna Rodriguez, Maddie Fate, Marissa Amarino, Reagan Watley, Emily Ellis, Sarah Williamy, and Mackenzie Logan. For the Riverhawks, a little bit different than what we saw in their matchup earlier today with Santa Cruz. They're going with Amanda Gore, Emily Kowalski, Cody Dillon, Jessica Sack, Kira Roach, Faith Schaeffler, and Lexi Calagonis. So a very tough turnaround for Susquehanna to have played at 11. They played a tough match that went to 4 sets with Santa Cruz, and they have to face a fresh Trinity team that no doubt is angry about the loss last night. So they are sure to come with a lot of fire. And Marissa Amarino, the senior from Calabasas, California, gets us underway. Amarino with the initial dig. Rodriguez sets it to Williamy. And Williamy dug out there by Schaefer. Great job by Logan going to the floor. Willie with another chance. And this time, Willie gets the kill.
Sarah Williams.
So Marissa will get another serve, and Jade yesterday diving into the stats, nothing really pops out to the first glance at what went wrong. You really have to dive a little bit deeper to see what resulted in the loss as the Riverhawks get their first kill of the afternoon.
Yeah, absolutely. Last night, we went home and I didn't dive into the stats that deeply right off the bat, but it definitely just felt like a game where Santa Cruz came ready and they did beat the Tigers. It wasn't like the Tigers played poorly at all. If you looked at the stats, just glancing at them, they had pretty decent hitting percentage, were digging, getting those assists. But as we mentioned early on in set 1 of that match last night, we did notice that, the Tigers' passing might not have been their best. With that said, had the Tigers been playing any other team in Division III last night, they could have come out with a win, but those banana slugs, they really came to play.
Yeah, they were a feisty squad, but we saw a lot of what you just saw on your screen last night. A block from Mackenzie Logan and a block just from the Tiger defense in general. 19 blocks for the Trinity Tigers, a season best and the 6th most all-time for the Trinity Tigers. But despite that, a loss to UC Santa Cruz. Here, a ball hit outside for the Riverhawks, but interesting to note that the 2 highest block totals for the Tigers this year, 19 and 17, have both come in losses.
Yeah, when you're playing those competitive matches where there's long rallies back and forth, usually leads to, some built stats. It was also a match in 4 sets, but that being said, like I said, it was a great showing by the Tigers and just happened to be a loss.
Number 22, Ryan Rolls, and number 23, Emily Kyle.
Emily Kyle checks in for Susquehanna. Senior from State College, Pennsylvania. Amarino to Ellis on the slide, but a difficult position for Marissa to be in there. And it results in a point for the Riverhawks. Here goes Kyle again. Right to Rodriguez. Amarino this time pushes it to Logan. She's met by the libero, but there is no one there to gather it past that point for Trinity. Susquehanna coming into this match at 12-9. They hail from Selins Grove, Pennsylvania, out of the Landmark Conference. So they have traveled a long way to be here. Kira Roach going to her right side, and that is going to be a kill for number 13, Bree Livesey, the sophomore from Doylestown, Pennsylvania. Lexi Calagonis wearing that orange libero jersey. Watley with a down ball. Riverhawks with a good opportunity, and Dillon takes advantage to tie things up at 5. This is a Riverhawks team that lost to Santa Cruz, but they gave them quite a fight this morning. They took set 2 and were nearly about to take the lead with set 3. But then after the Banana Slugs took that advantage, they really ran away with it in the fourth set. Right here, a kill for Ryan Rorals, a sophomore from Frederick, Maryland, able to get in between the block and the net for a point. So now Susquehanna jumps on top 6-5. Serve a little long, but Mackenzie Logan gets her hands on it, and here comes another free ball. Roach to Dylan. Dylan can't get enough of it to really make an impact, but they'll get another free ball. So here goes Calagonis, Roach, and Livesey met by the block of Mackenzie Logan again.
Checking in for Trinity. Number 1, Josie Dayer, back to serve. And number 9, Sarah Flynn.
And a substitution here for Trinity. And going with a new name as the setter, Josie Dayer, the first year from Houston, Texas, coming in alongside Sarah Flynn. So this is a spot we've typically seen Trinity Herrera enter. But the first year getting the opportunity here and serving. Livesey with a tough angle, a collision between Dayer and Rodriguez. Ball still alive for Rorals. Nice dig by Watley. Flynn with her lefty swing and down the line for a point.
Kill for the Tigers. Senior right side, Sarah Flynn.
Nice communication by Dayer in that last play. You saw she was on the floor after the dig, communicating to her middle fake to throw it over, keeping the ball in play. A nice solid play by the Tigers.
Roach to Rorals, and Rorals puts it down for the point. All tied up at 7. And in comes Faith Schaefer, who is a weapon behind the service line. She had 4 aces yesterday against Nebraska Wesleyan and 5 today against Santa Cruz. So watch out for her. Dayer to Fate, and Fate with the kill.
Great pass by Watley, allowing the Tigers to run their middle effectively and shutting down that potentially long service run.
And that has to be the site that Coach Jenkins and the other assistant coaches want to see. A good pass leading to a good set and a perfect kill for Maddie Fate. Roach tries the dump. Rodriguez right there. Dayer reverse to Flynn. Opportunity for Fate to slam it down, but Schaefer was there. Nice coverage by Dayer. Rodriguez out to Flynn. Tip and good.
Great defense on the Tigers side. You saw Rodriguez picking up the dig as well as Dayer picking up a tip to keep the ball in play. Tigers now leading by 2.
And Flynn had a team-high 11 kills yesterday, along with a career-high 7 blocks, tying her career high, that she also got just a couple of weeks ago. So she is on fire when it comes to her defense. Here, Dylan on the slide, and Dayer can't quite get enough of it. A little bit of a collision again, this time with Nadia Kern, and it's a point for the Riverhawks.
2 Tigers in the right spot, but just some tricky luck there with that last dig. It's going to be sacked back to serve.
Nice.
Nadia Kern following that ball to the line. Good eye by her. That's going to be a quick side out for the Tigers, sending Maddie Fate back to serve.
Yeah, we're both excited at that call. Nadia just doing such a good job on the line. Maddie Fate. Dump attempt again, but not fooling anyone. And Ellis with the hammer for the kill. So a couple of times Kira Roach has attempted the dump, but the Tigers have been all over it.
Yeah, she's tested left back twice with that dump. Now we'll see if maybe on her next dump she tries a different spot, as the Tigers have been really successful, picking that ball up. It's going to be a kill for Sarah Flynn, sending Maddie Fate back to the service line. That's going to be a timeout called by the River Cats, first timeout called of the match. Trinity Tigers currently leading 12-8.
Really nice start for Trinity, hitting .375. Just 1 error, and you see those 6 assists leading to the 7 kills. Love to see that for the Tigers. And facing an opponent that is actually without their leading offensive performer, Rosina Esposito, the senior from Coropolis, Pennsylvania. She not only leads the team in kills with 254, but she's actually 41st in Division III. but this weekend she is actually attending her brother's wedding. So congratulations to the Esposito family and Rosina. I'm sure she would love to be with her team, but also loves being with her brother. And Coach Ku Ipo Tom from Hawaii, leading this Riverhawk team. This is his 19th season as head coach, a very experienced coach with a very experienced program that made the NCAA tournament a year ago and made quite a run. They made it all the way to the round of 16 after beating Maine Maritime and upsetting Bowdoin College, eventually falling just short to the host MIT, and MIT ended up going to St. Louis right alongside Trinity in that round of 8. But this is a very talented opponent that has played an extremely tough schedule and provides yet another test for the Trinity Tigers in this non-conference slate. As we return for this timeout, Cody Dillon, right to Nadia Kern, Dayer, Ellis, and you know the rest. That's an Emily Ellis kill.
Great point out of the timeout for the Tigers. That's going to send Maddie Fate back to the service line once again. Probably her longest service run that we've seen recently. Good eye by her. Looking a little bit surprised that that ball perfectly fell out in her favor.
She'll take it. And a 5-0 run now for the Tigers. Another nice serve. Roach close to the net, gives it to Dillon, and Dillon says hello to the block of Ellis and Watley again. Already 4 blocks on the afternoon for the Tigers. Well on their way to their average of 3 a set, and another timeout for Coach Tom and Jade. What is working out of everything for these Tigers right now?
Yeah, something that we're seeing a little bit better than yesterday is the Tigers' passing and digs are just on point starting off with this first set. You've seen a lot of great balls come off of the arms of Nadia Kern as well as Rodriguez. They're also picking up a lot of the tips or dumps, as you've seen, Susquehanna setter trying to dump to the left back a couple times here, but easily picked up by the Tigers. So everything's just really working for the Tigers, and they're able to set a really effective offense.
And so far, we've seen a nice response by Reagan Watley and Jenna Rodriguez yesterday. The first years, Jenna Rodriguez especially coming off an accolade of SCAC Defensive Player of the Week, was tested with that serving game of the Santa Cruz Banana Slugs. And she is right back out there wearing that libero jersey and playing well so far. Already 2 digs, and we've seen her set up her teammates with some good passes off the serve receive. But Coach Jenkins saying those 2 are just not fazed by the moment. Getting to talk with her earlier this week ahead of the matches, calling Rodriguez cool as a cucumber when it comes to these pressure-packed moments. So she is not afraid to trust them, and not afraid after they deal with a little bit of adversity in the loss yesterday, puts them right back out there in the starting lineup.
Yeah, and if you didn't catch those stats that were just briefly on the screen, you saw that the Tigers only have 1 hitting error, and the Riverhawks have 6. So Tigers really making the Riverhawks earn their points here in set 1, not giving any freebies.
Kowalski, too much for Dayer to handle there on the swing, right down the line for the outside hitter. Kowalski, the sophomore from Wyomissing, Pennsylvania. And it serves up a serve from Dillon. Dayer, Ellis. Nice dig by Dillon to save it for the moment. Here comes Kowalski, but Kowalski right into the block of Flynn and Ellis.
Block for the Tigers, Emily Ellis, Sarah Flynn. Checking in for Trinity, back to serve, number 6.
A great first showing for Dayer and Flynn out on the court. That's going to be Marissa Amarino and Sarah Williamy subbing back in. Marissa Amarino back to serve.
Amarino yesterday for the 9th time this season, getting up over 20 assists. Nice dig by Nadia Kern. Watley on the outside. She's dug by Calagonis. People think there was a double there, but there is no call. Play still alive. Excellent coverage. Marissa somehow keeping it alive. Watley swinging. And finally, we have a double called after it rings out through the gym. And you had your hands up, Jade.
Yeah, you saw the setter trying to throw that ball to the deep corner originally, and pretty much everyone on the Tiger bench threw up the number 2, pretty much calling a double from the bench, but we did not see that call from the up ref. Then I believe we saw a middle trying to set the ball over, and that was the double that was called throughout that rally. Some great defense by Kern and Marissa Amarino throughout that rally. And now we see a great swing from Sarah Williamy.
Even with a double block opposed, she's able to get around it, swing it right into the arms of Schaefer, and Schaefer could not handle it. 18-9 Trinity in set number 1. Roach tries to go to Kowalski, and this time Kowalski does put it down to get the Riverhawks into double digits, but they still trail by 8 as Kira Roach goes back to serve.
Number 13, Bree Livesey. Back to serve for 15, Kira Roach.
Kern receives it. Amarino goes to Ellis, and she mixes things up a little bit. We've seen the power from her early. This time goes a little softer, and it still lands in the middle of the court.
Number 17, Mackenzie Logan for Trinity. Back to serve, Reagan Watley.
That tip is probably one of the most well-executed plays by the Trinity Tigers middles. Time and time again, they go up high and then just perfectly place that ball in the middle of the court, often resulting in a point for the Tigers. That last play, you saw the Riverhawks libero trying to call it out, but I think it grazed her shoulder, thus being a point for the Tigers. Tigers up by 10, being the first to 20 points. Now is Watley back to serve.
Amanda Gore in the middle gets herself a kill for the first time this afternoon. Amanda Gore, sophomore from Fairfax, Virginia. One of a few sophomores, Coach Tom telling me, really relying on these young players to play most of the rotations. Very young team that lost some talent from that tournament run, as Mackenzie Logan a little too much on that swing. But especially with Esposito out today, a very, very young team for the Riverhawks that is going up against the Trinity Tigers' talented and experienced squad. Here comes Mackenzie Logan down the line, saved by Roach. Amarino gives it to Willie. Calagonis has it, though, and here comes Gore. Gore out on her swing. But the line judge says there is a touch, and so make it a point for the Riverhawks. Julie Jenkins can't believe it, though. And they're going to talk it over.
I think there was some confusion there as the line judge did call a touch possibly on the block, but the team reacted thinking that she was calling it on Watley. Nonetheless, a quick side out for the Tigers. It's going to be Maifei entering the game, sending Rodriguez back to serve for Ellis.
And on that last play, Sarah Williamy coming across the middle. You saw Emily Ellis go on the slide as well, and since that was so well executed yesterday, the defense had to respect it. But instead, Willie got the set from Marissa in the middle, and it just makes it so difficult to tell what you're going to do as a defense. Nice pass. Amarino, dump. Read by Roach, just barely. Amarino gets a dig. It'll be Rodriguez who has to set it. Can Willie put it down? Yes, she can.
That's another one. Kill for Sarah Williamy.
Great option for Williamy putting over that tip. Kyle sprawling out to try and get an arm under that ball and keep it in play, but unable to. That was Dare and Flynn subbing in for the Tigers. Dare back to serve.
So Dare getting some time here again, this second rotation for her. She last played on October 7th against St. Thomas as she sails this one past the line out on her serve. She had 5 assists against St. Thomas and has played in 7 of the last 8 matches after not playing in the first 9 of this season. So as the year has gone along, Julie Jenkins trusting her more and more as Schaefer returns the air with an air herself, and Trinity just 2 points away from a set 1 victory as they lead 23-15. In comes Nadia Kern, who had a nice match yesterday, especially in that dominant second set in which it looked like Trinity would really regain the momentum and go on to win. But she had some good digs, some excellent serves, even a swing there as the block lands outside for a Riverhawk point.
Point for Susquehanna. Checking in.
Lead down to 7 for Trinity.
And number 11, Jessica Sack, back to serve.
Jessica Sack now, the first year from Broomall, Pennsylvania, one of the few first years getting real playing time for the Riverhawks. And she greets a Sarah Flynn kill as she enters the game, and Trinity now 1 point away from starting off on the right foot. Maddie Fate back to serve. She has so often finished sets this year. Block down for Flynn and Ellis, and you can put the point on the board for the Tigers. Set 1 belongs to Trinity. Look at this replay. Just too much to handle for Susquehanna. 6 blocks already for Trinity on the afternoon. And as the team switch sides, we'll take our first break on Tiger Network. What a good afternoon of volleyball it's shaping up to be for the Trinity Tigers.
On last night's midnight train to Memphis, Trinity football takes on Rhodes in road conference action. In the middle of the third quarter, your 6th-ranked Tigers lead Rhodes 31-0. In a shorter trip, Trinity men's soccer is over in Kerrville, much shorter than Memphis. Trinity men's soccer leads Schreiner with 24 minutes left, up 7-0. Cross country has a new school record in the
What a beautiful update we just received on all the athletic activity happening not only on Trinity's campus, but across the country as the teams travel. Football, ranked 6th in the country, up 38-0 over Rhodes up in Memphis. Men's soccer winning 7-0 up in Kerrville. And look at that, as we talk about football, we've got picture-in-picture Trinity Tigers coming off a dynamic and dramatic win last week, putting up a nice response this week. And then meanwhile, in cross country, received word that a 23-year record in the 8-kilometer has been broken. William Saloni, the sophomore, ran it in 24 minutes and 43 seconds, dashing that record by over 30 seconds. And meanwhile, here at CalGuard Gym J, things are looking good for Trinity Volleyball.
Yeah, if you are just now tuning in, Trinity Tigers just beat the Riverhawks in set 1. Some notable stats here. Tigers only had 2 hitting errors and are hitting .379, whereas the River Cats had 9 hitting errors and are hitting .100. Trinity Tigers had 4 hitters hitting above .300, so they definitely came out strong today.
It's been a nice rebound so far after the loss last night to the Banana Slugs, and have to say, I don't think we've ever had a more creative duo of mascots than the Banana Slugs and the River Hawks of Susquehanna. Just incredible.
Definitely two mascots that I have not thrown into my vocabulary as much as this weekend.
A lot of very unique stories that go along with the Susquehanna name and the Riverhawk name. For one, Susquehanna means river oyster in a Native American language associated with a tribe from Delaware, and the Susquehanna River running from upstate New York through Pennsylvania, Maryland, Delaware, all the way to the Chesapeake Bay. And head coach Julie Jenkins for Trinity actually told me this week that she grew up right along the Susquehanna River. She was born in Owego, New York, and so she grew up there, and she was right along that river. So she told me that she has memories of rafting along the river and said it wasn't really a river you would swim in, but nonetheless, very interesting to now match up with Susquehanna for the first time in school history. Trinity has never faced Susquehanna before.
So unlike us, Julie Jenkins, familiar with the Riverhawk.
Absolutely, and it hasn't always been the Riverhawks. It's actually a very new name. It used to be known as the Crusaders as of 2016, but like so many other schools, and actually talked about this at an earlier football game, Wheaton College used to be the Crusaders, but Susquehanna changing their name to the Riverhawks because of some backlash that the Crusader name has received, as Sarah Williamy kicks things off in the second set with a kill. But the Riverhawk, a bird that is pretty rare and unique to the Susquehanna and Delaware rivers. And so that was what the student body chose, and now Susquehanna will be known as the Riverhawks, but Reagan Watley will be known as the ace master in this set and in this weekend. She had 3 yesterday, already 1 today after having a total of just 12 on the season coming in.
Some great consistency by her for sure. A new face on the Tigers side. That's going to be Hallie Martin in for Mackenzie Logan. Hoping to see some big swings from her here in set 2.
And as you were introducing Martin, a second ace for Reagan Watley, so 5 on the weekend for Watley, who had her birthday yesterday. Can't quite get to that one. It is 3-1 Trinity early in set 2 as Emily Kyle now checks in for the Riverhawks. Kyle goes to Watley. Amarino, middle to Ellis. Roach able to dig it. And Livesey tools it off that new block of Hallie Martin. Point for the Riverhawks. Again, right to Watley. Amarino. Ellis again, this time off speed, and a masterful job to get it down. The block of Gore and Rorals, no match for the off-speed touch of Emily Ellis, and here comes Rodriguez. Roach goes to Gore, and Rodriguez tried to get out of the way, but she couldn't. So point Susquehanna as these two teams go back and forth early in set 2. Out on the serve from Calagonis. And Trinity gets it right back in their favor. And here comes Josie Dayer, Sarah Flynn in for Williamy and Amarino. Josie Dayer, one of 3 setters on this Trinity roster. And I had the lucky opportunity to talk to Josie, Marissa, and Trinity this week in a fun little video segment with the setters, talking to them about what makes their position special and what they enjoy most about being on this Trinity team. And nobody doesn't enjoy a block from Sarah Flynn and Maddie Fate. Just so fun to watch, and these setters saying they love their hitters. They have a unique relationship with them. You have to, as a setter, have to know what each of your hitters wants in different moments. And Josie, Marissa, and Trinity, very fun interview with me this week. So if you haven't seen it already, you can check it out on social media. Brian Yanselson on Twitter and Instagram if you want to check it out. Schaefer serve, again out. So we talked about the weapon that Schaefer can be behind the service line with 9 aces on the weekend, but she's now had 2 errors today. So maybe trying to pinpoint it a little too much is the senior from Spring Grove, Pennsylvania. So in comes the senior from El Paso, Nadia Kern. Goes right to Schaefer. Rorals to Kern. Dayer sets it up to the middle. Maddie Fate with a blast, but Schaefer has it. Jade, you see a double, but it's not called. Watley instead will get a free ball for the Tigers. Dayer, Fate again, and this time, no, thought that was going to go down. Somehow kept alive. Flynn, her swing is rejected. Rodriguez will set the lefty again, and now the lefty gets it down.
Riverhawks with some lucky defense throughout that rally. It almost seemed like their players were just in the right spot at the right time. Those balls ricocheting between platforms and somehow making it back over. But
yeah,
great execution by the Tigers to finish that rally up.
Thank you for that great replay down in the control room to show that dig by Calagonis. It caught Rorals by surprise, but she was able to get it up, even if by accident. Rorals now on the swing. Can't get it over the net, and it ends up in her hands, but that's not where she wants it. Eight blocks already for the Trinity defense. As they lead 9-4 in set 2 after a set 1 win. A rainbow serve for Nadia Kern. Roach again goes with the second touch over. Somehow Watley able to avoid the net on that one, but it'll still end up in a point for Susquehanna as Cody Dillon, the fifth-year senior from Bear, Delaware, gets the point for the Riverhawks.
Jessica Sack back to center.
First year to first year, and there is another first year, and there's a super senior.
From the middle this time, the right side, number 9, Sarah Flynn.
So the first year setting the super senior.
Number 4, Maddie Fate.
As we've seen all year, the collaboration among generations on this team. Roach to Dillon on the slide, but no slide will get past Watley and Ellis. And as we saw yesterday, Ellis seemingly shocked by her own power along with Watley. But Emily, you got to get used to it. You've done this your whole career at Trinity, and you're third in the nation in blocks.
She's kind of the queen of blocks.
Yeah, kind of.
That last block being probably the closest to the net I've seen thus far this weekend. That ball going pretty much straight down. And you could see the surprise on Watley and Ellis's face after the math. It's going to be Fate back to serve. Tigers currently leading 12-5.
Nice connection there for Roach and Kowalski.
Point for the Riverhawks.
Still doubling up the Tigers. Still doubling up the Riverhawks are the Tigers, though. With Dillon back to serve, Coach Tom saying he has known Dillon her whole life, coming to camps in an unknown school in Delaware, ending up on his roster. But her serve ends up in another Sarah Flynn kill. She is up to 7 now to lead all scorers, so she is seemingly on her way to leading everyone again as she did last night. But that, of course, depends on if she remains in the game. We shall see.
Not only 7 kills, but hitting 778 with 0 errors.
We'd love to see it from the super senior hailing from Seattle, Washington. Kowalski, difficult angle, but she's able to make it work and get it down on the wood.
For Susquehanna, checking back in for the Riverhawks, number 13, Bree Leitcher.
So Kowalski with 6 kills on 17 swings. Free ball if they can get it, but they can't. So one of those free balls that ends up catching the team by surprise. Unfortunate break for the Tigers. Nice pass for Kern. Amarino. Here comes Ellis. Slide denied. Amarino now goes to Watley. Ellis trying to hammer it home, and she does at the net.
Nice bounce back by the Tigers after that surprising free ball off the shoulder that led to a Riverhawks point. That's going to be Watley back to serve.
Kowalski, this time she's the one that goes on the slide. Martin able to keep it alive, send it over. Gore met at the middle. Who will Roach go to now? It's Livesey. Watley right there. Martin puts it back into play. Rodriguez down ball over. Livesey will get another chance, but a block. So Roach goes to the middle, and it's Gore well out. Nice communication for the Tigers, and they take the first to 15 as they're leading 15-8. Neither team giving up on these points, and the Tigers outlasting Susquehanna on that last one. Tight pass for Gore. She can't get it past the block. How many times are we going to say that? Livesey with the shot. Watley can't quite get it, though, and it will be the point for the Riverhawks with Emily Kyle coming back in along with Ryan Rorals. Rodriguez to Amarino, and Willie down the line, just out. Good call by the official, who had to shield herself while also putting her red flag up. Kyle in the net, though, gives the Tigers a free point as Maddie Fate and Brett Thornton come in. Or Brett Thornton comes in for Maddie Fate. Brett Thornton, the first we've seen of her this weekend, the senior from Rockwall, Texas. Double called on the Riverhawks. Another free point to the Tigers. Susquehanna now with 5 service errors and 14 attacking errors. So combine that with a .333 hitting percentage for the Tigers, and I'd say that's not a recipe for success from the Pennsylvania natives.
Absolutely not. We mentioned it before. We got several Tigers that are hitting above 300. You got Sarah Flynn, Emily Ellis, and Sarah Williamy all with 7 kills, 5 kills, 5 kills, and all hitting above 300. So definitely facing some tough offense by the Tigers.
Tigers coming into this match 16-3 on the season after their loss to UC Santa Cruz. Still ranked number 2 for the moment. Might see a shift when the rankings come out during the week, but shouldn't be much, as that is a Santa Cruz team that is very talented. Ended up sweeping the weekend. But the Tigers 8-0 in conference play. Had won 11 in a row before last night, and they still very much have everything that they're looking for in front of them, wouldn't you say, Jade?
Absolutely. Great showing by the Banana Slugs this weekend. Definitely a strong opponent yesterday, playing up against the Tigers. That match really being a battle going both ways, each team getting strings of 2 or 3 points at a time. But glad to see that the Tigers have shaken off that loss and have come out strong today. Tigers currently leading by 7 here in set 2. Current score is 17-10. If you did not catch those stats that were just on the screen, what's really hurting the River Cats is those errors. Tigers only have 3 errors, and the River Cats have 14 in regards to hitting errors. So the Tigers really forcing the River Cats to make their points. River Hawks, excuse me.
Riverhawks probably eat the River Cats.
Yeah.
Unconventional kill, Brett Thornton.
Tough serve by Rodriguez results in a free ball. What will the Tigers do? Won't get a kill as Hallie Martin rejected by Livesey and Gore. So a nice job by the Riverhawk defense responding to that opportunity. Calagonis, who was in the net last time, able to get it over. Thornton in the middle, and Thornton puts it down for the kill.
Kill in the middle, Brett Thornton.
Brett Thornton playing in the middle, but she filled in quite nicely for Sarah Williamy on the right side when Sarah Williamy went down with an ankle injury over in Shreveport. An injury that scared many, but Thornton doing a great job over the 6 matches that Willie could not play in. And now Thornton coming in today in the middle. And Coach Julie Jenkins telling me this week, Brett Thornton, wherever she plays, she helps the team in some form or fashion. So great to see Brett here, and Brett pushes it down unable to get it as a kill, but the Tigers will get another opportunity, or they'll just get a point off the double from Susquehanna.
Definitely a great showing by Thornton thus far. Right before that rally, she was 2 for 2, hitting 1,000, coming off the bench here in set 2. So it's great to have her.
Will be a tough chance. Thornton battling Roach, and Thornton gets another point for the Tigers. So Thornton making an immediate impact for Trinity as they take a 10-point lead in this second set. Close one there.
Just barely out.
Barely out. Coach Tom even laughing at it on the sideline for Susquehanna. But the Riverhawks cut the deficit to 9 with their server Schaefer. Trying to get them back in it. Dayer, Flynn across the middle, and it is just unfair. Flynn puts it down for the kill.
It's going to be Nadia Kern subbing in for Martin. She's going to go back to serve.
And you might have noticed on that replay, a triple block on Sarah Flynn in the middle, and it still wasn't enough.
Not enough, and she was smart. Instead of going in big and swinging up against that triple block, she made the smart decision to just tip it with there being some open space on the court as a result of that triple block.
Number 4, Emily Kowalski, and back to serve. Number 11, Jessica Sack.
Dayer pushes it to Watley, and Thornton puts it down again. Brettasaurus really roaming the court.
4 kills now for Brett Thornton.
And now she goes back to serve, and you might be wondering, Brettasaurus, where does that come from? Well, getting to go to England with Brett, along with Emily Ellis and Marissa Amarino, the great Chris Van, who is on the football team here at Trinity, gave her the nickname Brettasaurus for just how tall she is and how much of a presence she can be. And she is letting it all out there on the court. 4 kills in 5 swings, and it'll force a Coach Tom timeout as Trinity just 1 point away from another set victory. Jade, things are looking good in Calgar Gym.
Absolutely, Brian.
We'll take a quick break on Tiger Network along with the teams and be back after the break. Coach Tom trying to stave off what has been a maroon wave. Just an unstoppable force today, and Brett Thornton off the bench for the first time this weekend, a big reason why. Excellent save by Dayer, diving on the floor. Kern and her collide as they try to save it. Dillon, back corner, one-handed save by Kern. Free ball on the way for Susquehanna. Roach to Dillon on the slide, but there is Dayer again. Thornton sets it up for Watley. Still can't put it down until Kern and Watley give it all they can. Ends up in a Susquehanna point, but great hustle all the way around as Brett Thornton exits to cheers from her sideline. Still 1 point away for the Tigers to go up 2-0. Tough pass, and Gore will take care of that. Amanda Gore, second in the Landmark Conference and 57th in the nation with her hitting percentage up over 330. Now a better pass from Kern, and it results in a perfect Flynn kill. A fitting way to end the second set as Flynn remains atop the scoreboard for the Tigers, and they take a 2-0 lead with a 25-15 set 2 victory. All smiles here at Calgar Gym. And it's shaping up to be a much happier result than last night against Santa Cruz, Jade.
Yeah, like I mentioned already, great bounce back by the Tigers. Looking back at Sarah Flynn, that last kill, she is 9 for 12 right now, hitting 750 with 0 errors. Very, very clean match for Sarah Flynn thus far. Some other players doing really well. You got Brett Thornton. She came in just for set 2 there, and she already has 4 kills on 5 attempts, hitting 800.
For Susquehanna, putting up a good fight, trying their best, certainly. But we did acknowledge earlier in the broadcast that they are without their leading killer, Rosina Esposito. And this week in talking to head coach Kuipo Tom, told me a really unique story about Rosina. So Rosina Esposito is one of 5 sisters who all play volleyball. And Rosina is the youngest of those 5. And Coach Tom saying he struck out on all 4 of her sisters, recruited each and every one of them, could not land them. They went to play Division I at Robert Morris in St. Francis. But there's a unique story beyond that. And that is that Rosina, when she was about 8 years old, was there when her oldest sister, Elena, was being recruited by Susquehanna. And she was actually in a very bad mood when her sister was being recruited, so much so that Coach Tom said, stay back in my office while your sister goes on the visit towards the campus, and we'll improve your mood. And so the family goes on the visit, goes to walk around, and Coach Tom says, Rosina, what do you like to do? Do you like volleyball? No, was the answer. I like basketball. So Coach Tom and Rosina decided to shoot some hoops, play a game of horse, and they ended up shooting around for about an hour. And Coach Tom telling 8-year-old Rosina, promise me that if you ever play volleyball and if you ever decide that you love it, that you will come play for me at Susquehanna. And Rosina said, I promise you. Well, all these years later, Rosina did become the first of the 5 sisters to come play volleyball at Susquehanna. And her sister plays basketball as well for Susquehanna, so Coach Tom nearly got her to come, but it wasn't until Rosina, the 5th and final Esposito sister, that he landed a family member. And he was heartbroken all those years until Rosina finally said, I'm coming to Susquehanna.
She says, I'm the one. I'm going to keep my promise. A great story nonetheless.
Just so interesting to see what can happen over the years. And Coach Tom mentioned he's been at Susquehanna for 19 years now, the program leader in all-time wins, 416. So he has seen a thing or two. And those types of cool stories happen when you build relationships and develop friendships. And I asked Coach Tom, how do you end up being born in Hawaii and end up coaching in Selinsgrove, Pennsylvania? And he said it was actually at a young age, out of his control. His mom's dad had passed away in a coal mining accident, and the family ended up staying in the Pennsylvania area to help out his grandmother. And he had the opportunity to go back to Hawaii, but he said, no, you know what? This is home now. Pennsylvania is home, and he's been there his whole life since then. He was a sergeant and station commander in the Pennsylvania State Police Force for 25 years, and now he's here coaching the Susquehanna Riverhawks. So a very unique story for Coach Kuipo Tom as his Riverhawks get the first point of this third set, trying to wrestle a little bit of momentum back from the Tigers, who are just on a roll here in Calgar Gym. Amarino behind her back, tries to slide, but Emily Ellis denied there on the right side attempt. You see the replay here. Ellis coming in behind Amarino, and Kowalski doing a nice job to send it right back at her. What will Amarino do this time? Ellis in the middle. Now Willie. She's dug. Amarino, what will she do now? It is the Mac attack. Mackenzie Logan on the kill.
Number 17, Mackenzie Logan.
Mackenzie Logan, accompanied by her parents today, who came all the way from Calgary, Canada. The Tigers celebrating Parent Day. Nice to see all the supporters of Trinity Volleyball right alongside their players. It was a pretty big group, Jade.
It was. We mentioned it last night, but great support by the Trinity Tigers extended family. They are here at pretty much every single game, and they travel tremendously to almost all of the away games as well. So not only great support via the inner squad of teammates, but the extended family there to back it up as well.
We even have Emily Ellis's dog, Finn, in the house. And as I've told her parents, I don't know if there's a stat to back it up, but I think Emily plays better when Finn is here.
I'd agree.
Logan will just get it over with the down ball. Still had some power on it, though. Nice job from her. Rorals thought she had it down. Instead, Logan will again just have to get it over. Roach pushes it back to Rorals, and Rorals does end up with the tool off the block. So nice determination for number 22 there. Put Susquehanna up 5-1 in this third set. Not backing down, even after losing the first two. A nice response from the Riverhawks. Here comes Ellis. Calagonis right there, though. Roach right back to Rorals. Not working, so she'll push it out the opposite side and count it for the Tigers.
After that great showing in the second set, it's going to be Brett Thornton stepping back on Rodriguez, back to serve for Ellis. A serve just barely out for Rodriguez. It's going to be a point for the Riverhawks.
The Riverhawks back to serve, the libero, number 18, Lexi Calagonis.
Nice pass by Logan to Amarino. Lets her reverse it to Willie, and Willie puts a little off of it, and Roach couldn't respond.
Yeah, it looked like there was a little bit of hesitation there by Roach. Unsure if Calagonis was going to take that ball.
We'll try that again. Checking in for the Tigers, number 1, Josie Dayer, and number 9, Sarah Flynn.
Double substitution for the Tigers. Dayer and Flynn entering the set.
Roach pushes it to Rorals again. Really getting a run here is number 22, Flynn, into the hands of Roach. It'll be Livesey now on the opposite side. Dayer goes down and get it. Flynn again, and not quite. Here go the Tigers again. Flynn, third time, not the charm as Rorals out there for the block. So a good job by Rorals, even though her swing isn't quite there at the moment, still playing good defense and standing tall in front of the super senior. Watley gets the shot now. Put a lot on it, but Kyle was able to dig it, and now landing just out is that one. So the Tigers creeping back into this set, trailing 4-7 as Cassidy McLean checks in for the first time. So now up to 4 first years that we've seen in this match. Cassidy McLean from the Woodlands along with Reagan Watley. And we currently have 3 first years on the court. Miscommunication there between Roach and Dillon results in a free point for the Tigers. And so McLean, who we have seen have her good runs behind the service line, will keep it going. The Tigers come back in set 3. Nice low serve. Not going to be an ace, though. The Tigers will get a free ball, and Thornton, too much for the Riverhawks.
In the middle, Brett Thornton.
So Sarah Flynn, 9 for 15. Sarah Williamy, 6 for 11, and Brett Thornton, 6 for 7. We'll take that for efficiency. As here comes another free ball, McLean, Dayer, Flynn, Right back at her, though, as Gore stands tall. Not an easy thing to do on the free ball opportunity, but the Riverhawks remain in front, 8-6.
And back to serve, number 11, Jessica Sack.
Logan puts her paw up, pushes it down the line, and nothing the block of Susquehanna could do that time.
Back to serve for the Tigers, Brett Thornton.
More miscommunication as Roach couldn't get it to Kowalski right where she wanted it. Instead, Flynn will join double digits in kills for the second consecutive night.
For the Tigers, number 9, Sarah Flynn.
McLean can't get down to get that one, so make it a kill for Cody Dillon.
Point for the Riverhawks.
And she'll head back to serve as Susquehanna ever so slightly maintaining that lead as they try to force this one into a fourth set. Dillon goes to Logan. Dayer somehow able to get it to Flynn, and Flynn takes care of the rest. It doesn't take much of an opening for Flynn to get it down, but even on that awkward angle, the Seattle native with another kill, 11 already for Flynn.
Sarah Flynn's super senior experience definitely working wonders both yesterday and today. As you just mentioned, 11 for 18, hitting 500. That's a great showing for her today. And a block once again, as we've probably said a million times this season, Emily Ellis putting that ball down.
In case you haven't caught it, third in the nation is Emily Ellis in blocks per set, 1.37 coming into this weekend. The Tigers have 3 in the top 100 for blocks, though that time Kowalski able to get it around the block, but you have Maddie Fate at number 6 and Brett Thornton at 99 for the Tigers. Overall, the Tigers number 1 in blocks per set, nearly 3 per set. But they are well over that right now with 11 already. And don't forget, Emily Ellis can play some offense too. And she gets another kill to put the Tigers on top.
Back to serve for Trinity, number 17, Mackenzie Logan, checking back in, Reagan Watley.
Nice adjustment mid-air by Gore, but the Tigers able to react well. Susquehanna gets another shot. Livesy from the outside. Roach now going to try Kowalski. Kowalski, no success. Amarino Ellis on the court for the kill.
How about another kill for Emily Ellis?
And an ace for Mackenzie Logan.
Ace for number 17, Mackenzie Logan. Time out on the floor.
Time out on the floor from Coach Tom and Susquehanna as things are threatening to get away from them in this third set. We'll take a quick break on Tiger Network and be right back. Welcome back to Tiger Network, where the Trinity Tigers all over the Susquehanna Riverhawks. They lead 2-0 and lead 13-10 in the third set, with Mackenzie Logan back to serve, trying to get the Tigers ever closer to a victory. She just had an ace ahead of the timeout. We'll see what she comes up with after the break. Nearly another, but a swing from Kowalski, saved by Amarino. Rodriguez with the good hands, and Williamy with the tool off the block.
Number 15, Sarah Williamy.
A 4-0 run. Logan, a lot of fire on that one. She knew it immediately. She had a little too much on it, but still a 3-point lead for the Tigers.
Match that with a slightly more downward trajectory, and that would have been a nasty serve to try and pass. Tough luck for Logan, but a great run by her.
Logan now goes down to get a good pass, and Ellis gets a great swing and a point. Ends up all the way on the antenna. That's how much velocity Ellis was able to put on it. And here comes Jenna Rodriguez, wearing that libero jersey, winner of SCAC Defensive Player of the Week award. A tremendous honor for a first year. In fact, as this point keeps going, and Rodriguez now serves as a setter for the moment. Watley trying to finish it. Willie and Brett combine for the block, but the point is still alive. Amarino, Thornton, not quite yet. Amarino now, Willie. Let's do it again. Willie not expecting it, and you can see the laughter on the court. These Tigers are having some fun. Amarino all the way to Watley. Amarino will try the dump, why not? Still not there. Can Livesey do it? No, she can't. Here comes Jenna. Willie. Nope. Finally, after the longest rally we have had on the day, of course, right when I was about to tell a story, goes for the Riverhawks, but Jenna Rodriguez winning that Player of the Week award, becoming the first year for Trinity to win a Player of the Week award since 2018, since Emma Funk won the award. So a tremendous honor for a first year to be honored after a career-high 24 digs against Southwestern, averaged 5 digs per set over the weekend.
Gotta make sure you lace them up good.
And she might be the first year to win it in several years, but it is now the 4th time that a Trinity defender has won Defensive Player of the Week. Emily Ellis has had it twice, Maddie Fate has had it, and now the libero Rodriguez joining them. Swing from Watley, who no doubt will collect her fair share of Player of the Week awards in her career here. Just a little out. Trinity up 15-13. And Calagonis somehow able to get it over the top of the tape and down for the ace. So the Riverhawks down just 1. Amarino forced to give it to Watley. Watley off speed. Nice call then by Amarino to get the point for Trinity.
Point for the Tigers. Checking back in for Trinity. Number 1, Josie Mayer back to serve. And number 9, Sarah Flynn.
So here comes Dayer again. Like Rodriguez and Watley, a first year, so 3 of them once again on the court. A really scary sight for opponents to see a Trinity squad that is already ranked 2nd in the country, just getting better and better. But there is the super senior and the senior connecting for the block, but to think that they're just retooling for more and more future runs through the season.
Absolutely. An incredible block. As we mentioned, Brett Thorin, an amazing showing thus far, subbing in set 2. And she has done nothing but produce points for the Tigers against these Riverhawks. It's going to be another point for the Tigers. That ball being called out, sending Josie Dayer back to serve once again. Tigers now up by 4. They were trailing for the most part of this third set, but are looking confident with this 4-point lead. Nice aggressive swing by Watley is picked up. It's going to be a tip that is picked up by Rodriguez. They're going to set Thornton out of the middle, who's dug. That last swing by the Riverhawks going out. It's going to be another point for the Tigers.
And another one of these mini runs for Trinity that has kept the Riverhawks at a distance throughout the match. 4-0 run to put them up 19-14. They'll seek to be the first to 20 and get to 25 again to sweep the Riverhawks. Dayer, excellent dig. Rodriguez to Watley. Roach now to the outside. And it'll be a point for Rurals. Sarah Flynn thought she had her 6th block of the afternoon.
Checking in number 17, Faith Schaefer, back to serve.
Tough to tell on that replay. Definitely close. And here comes Schaefer. Rurals has to go at an awkward angle. Flynn gets a better one, and Flynn gets a kill.
For the Tigers, and a kill for Sarah Flynn. Checking in for Trinity, back to serve.
At the beginning of this match, Brian, you mentioned that Schaefer, a really strong individual behind the service line, but the Tigers have done a great job. I don't know if she has gone on a service streak of more than 2 behind the line. So Tigers really doing a good job of siding out with her back there.
Absolutely, Jade. Very much a key to this afternoon, especially with Rosina Esposito out. Susquehanna just trying to get points however they can, but they have not been able to. But you know who has? Brett Thornton with yet another kill. 6 kills on 9 swings for the senior. And it is all smiles for the Tigers, a much different sight than last night, and we love to see it, Jade.
Definitely all smiles, great energy, especially from Brett Thornton after that last kill. Tigers currently leading 21-15, looking to wrap up this 3rd set.
And guess what we get next week, Jade? For the first time.
What could possibly be happening next week?
We finally get to call some conference play.
Finally!
We'll say hello to some old friends. We'll have Austin in town. We'll have Dallas and Centenary, Colorado College. It'll be a big-time weekend on campus, alumni weekend at Trinity. Football will also be at home against Barry. And so you better be either here in San Antonio at one of these games, or you better be tuning in to Tiger Network, because we'll have all of it right here, won't we, Jade?
Yep, some more familiar mascots next weekend.
Yeah, we may not have all the detailed stories next time, because we have to tell them during volleyball and then basketball, baseball, all the sports. But the kangaroos are fun. They're pretty fun.
Yeah, I agree.
But nothing's going to beat this weekend. I really don't think it will.
Yeah. Banana slugs, truly something. And the Riverhawks.
The Riverhawks.
Well, I keep saying River Cats. Apologies to anyone on the live stream, but I really have never said Riverhawk maybe ever in my life. So this is a first.
And you may never again. You never know.
You never know. That was McLean back there to serve for the Tigers out of the timeout. A dig for her. Josie Dare is going to set Logan on the outside. She's going to be reaching, but with that set being a little too far outside, that ball's going into the antenna. Point for the Riverhawks out of the timeout, and that's going to be number 11, Sack, subbing in, going back there to serve.
Tough opportunity. Dayer able to chase it down, and Rodriguez will be into the net. 21-17 in favor of Trinity. Nice job by Flynn and Thornton to get a touch on the block. Now Thornton has to go all the way to the other side. And it'll be a point for Susquehanna. So down 5 there, have gotten 2 points out of the timeout. Can Jessica Sack continue it? Dayer to Flynn. Flynn gets back her own. And Logan now in the net. So a little run for the Riverhawks trying to stay alive, and it'll draw a timeout from Coach Julie Jenkins. And it'll also give us an opportunity to talk about Julie Jenkins, because we have actually not been on the air, Jade, since Coach Jenkins recorded her 1,000th win And now you might be saying, wait, didn't she win her 1,000th game last year? She did. But this
She
year,
did indeed, yes.
this year she won her 1,000th game just at Trinity, and she did it against Centenary in Shreveport again. So it really felt like it was just deja vu all over again. But congratulations to Coach Jenkins, 1,000 wins at Trinity, only the second coach in Division III to do that at a single school, and only the 7th all time. And I know you played for her, Jade, so what does seeing that mean to you?
Julie Jenkins is truly something special. I don't think there is any coach out there like her. She is honestly one of my biggest role models. So happy to be able to say that I played under her, and I know she's just inspiring all of those individuals down there on the court. Definitely something remarkable. 1,000 wins. That's a lot of wins. I mean, there are numbers in my head that I can't really conceptualize, and 1,000 wins is probably one of those things that's just too far out there for me to grasp, but definitely worthy of 1,000 wins. So happy for her.
38 seasons as head coach of the Trinity Tigers. And we're hoping that she'll get one more big one in late November this year. But still a long way to go. Happy to be on that train with this team. But they have to finish this match first, and Susquehanna on a 5-0 run to cut the deficit to just 1. Can the Tigers finish it? They'll get some help from the Riverhawks there on the carry. 22-20 in favor of the Tigers.
Point for the Tigers. Brett Thornton back to serve.
That last play, Roach getting called on a lift, trying to save that ball with one hand.
Kowalski says hello to Flynn and Ellis yet again.
Number 8, Emily Ellis, and 9, Sarah Flynn.
That'll be block number 8 for Ellis and block number 6 for Sarah Flynn. And we've got a couple of new names out there for the Trinity Tigers. Number 22, Kira Lynch, the first year from Santa Monica, California. And number 10, Carly Brookhuizen, the junior from Kalamazoo, Michigan. Lynch was there for the block, but she didn't need it. Too much on that swing, and the Tigers 1 point away from a sweep of Susquehanna. Can Brett Thornton get it done? She'll try to do so behind the service line. Out to Sack, Roach, Kowalski, Dayer with a nice dive. Thornton puts it up for Logan. Ball still alive. Sack to Kowalski. And it'll be a point for the Riverhawks. So not quite done.
Point for the Riverhawks.
Dylan, the fifth-year senior, will get one more shot to keep her team in it. Who does Dayer go to? She goes to Lynch. Lynch right to Schaefer. Rodriguez will set it to Lynch again. Lynch with some power. Did she get a touch? No, says the official. She wants it. The whole bench wants it for her, but the officials are not complying. Lynch has not played since September 25th, so nearly a month. A double now going to be called on Dayer. And hold on a minute. Riverhawks saying, we want to keep this going, and Julie Jenkins will call a timeout.
Timeout, Trinity.
So the Tigers were just 1 point away, and they still are. But Susquehanna going on a 3-0 run, and they're not ready to leave San Antonio quite yet. This is a Susquehanna team we mentioned made the NCAA tournament a year ago, made it all the way to the round of 16. Very different team this year, but still high hopes. And if you heard the broadcast earlier between Santa Cruz and Susquehanna, you heard this, but worth repeating. Coach Tom saying, Riverhawks have 2 goals every year. That's to make the NCAA tournament and to beat Juniata.
Oh, wow.
Juniata in their
specific
conference, in the Landmark Conference, and for Tiger fans at home, very familiar with the Juniata Eagles since we had them here at CalGuard Gym, one of the most thrilling victories we've had in a long time. But they are the main obstacle for this Susquehanna team. Juniata, in their 10 years in the Landmark Conference, 88-2.
Wow.
in conference play. They have not lost in 3 years in conference play, and that last loss did come to Susquehanna. And so they constantly are working towards beating the Eagles. They lost to them this year, but they might get a rematch. Carly Brookhuizen trying to end it. Kowalski will get a kill, and the game is tied. So the Riverhawks not letting things go, even down 4, just 1 point away from packing their bags back to Pennsylvania. It is a whole new set. McLean dives, Dayer, Logan puts it back in the point column for the Tigers, and here comes Amarino, here comes Willie. And again, just 1 more point for the Tigers. Let's see if they can get it here, with CalGuard making lots of noise for their Trinity Tigers. A collision. Kowalski will just have to put it over, and it's out! Put it in the win column for the Trinity Tigers. A 3-0 sweep of Susquehanna. And this is a feeling we're much more used to, Jade.
Absolutely. Definitely a strong fight by the Riverhawks here in set 3. Down by 3 points, kind of crawled their way back in, made it competitive, but nonetheless a strong win for the Tigers, and always good to end a weekend on a win.
A great way to respond to a tough loss last night. We knew that the Tigers were going to come out in full force, not used to losing at all, and they were back out there, back with their smiles, back with their talent, and they pull off another impressive victory over a team that was in the tournament a year ago. So many good numbers to go through. The hitting percentage ends up at .220 for the Tigers, as you can see them on the court, thrilled in front of their home fans. And Jade, Sarah Flynn, 12 kills, Emily Ellis, 8 kills, and Sarah Williamy, 7 kills. Those are the 3 super seniors, and we call them super for a reason.
Not only that, but Brett Thornton being 6 for 9, hitting over 600. She killed it as well, coming in there set 2 throughout set 3 as well.
You have Josie Dayer doing an excellent job filling in as the setter. She had 16 assists to go along with 10 digs. Congratulations on that double-double, Josie. You also had Jenna Rodriguez with 10 digs, and Amarino with 13 assists as well, nearly a double-double along with her counterpart Dayer, as she had 8 digs. So all around an incredible performance for the Trinity Tigers, and now we look forward to conference play next week. Any final thoughts, Jade, before we sign off for the weekend?
Just great to be back. An awesome weekend of volleyball, great competition by the Banana Slugs up against the Tigers yesterday. A great win for the Tigers today against the Riverhawks, and really looking forward to conference next weekend.
Thankfully, we don't have to wait a month. We just have to wait 1 week to have the Tigers back at CalGuard Gym. We hope that you'll join us for all the exciting action next week on Tiger Network. For everyone in the control room and for Jade Schoenberger, thank you so much for joining us. I'm Brian Yanselson. Have a superb Saturday afternoon.